Alright folks, here we go. This is my video for the main event, strictly, nothing else. For the UFC light heavyweight title, Jon Bones Jones making his second defense of his title against the former, or a former, I should say, UFC light heavyweight champion in Lyoto the Dragon Machida. Basically, how I could describe this fight probably might be one of the most technically sound main events we'll probably ever see, because you're dealing with two guys that are well-rounded, that are disciplined, and that are extremely intelligent, you know. And while a knockout or a submission would be great in this situation, I think this fight might be a lot closer than people think it will. You know, everybody thinks because, you know, Jon Jones is the taller man and he has the longer length and everything like that, that Lyoto won't be able to handle that. But what people forget is that Lyoto Machida is pretty quick himself, is very elusive, you know, and he's athletic as well, you know, and his conditioning is top notch too. So I think we have to take into consideration that, you know, while Jon Jones, yes, he might be taller, yes, you know, he might be longer as far as length and everything is concerned, you know, and also he's unpredictable too. Lyoto was just the same way, so I think both of these guys are mirror images of each other. It's kind of like we're seeing the same person fight here. The only difference is that, you know, one is American and the other is Brazilian slash Japanese. So yeah, but I think this is going to be a very close fight. But, you know, when you're dealing with two guys that are evenly matched, you know, anything can happen, you know. So let's take a look at Jon Jones. Now, there's no question that this guy has just completely come into the light heavyweight division and basically swept it off its feet. I mean, literally just took it by storm, as the old cliche goes. So I think the question with Jon Jones has been, over the past recent years, is who's going to actually give this guy a challenge. You know, it's kind of like he's in that Anderson Silva category. Like, is there anybody out there that can really challenge this guy? And you know, it was a lot of people that we thought could. Then again, there were a lot that we thought couldn't. And those that could, I mean, he just straight mashed them. You know, he didn't even break a sweat. You know, he just completely mowed him down. You know? But I think with Lyoto Machida, if there was one guy that could truly, truly beat this man, I think Lyoto was the guy. And I'm glad that this match is happening right now, because when I saw the way Jon Jones was dominating opponents, and then I look at how Lyoto Machida was dominating when he first stepped into the UFC, this is kind of a fight that, huh? Yes? I don't know. Excuse me again for my mom butting in my conversation. I wish they would just leave me alone sometime. Anyway, back to business at hand. But I think this is one of those fights that I imagined would happen, because for somebody to beat Jon Jones, they would probably have to have a similar skill set, if not a better skill set, than he does. Because John Jones pretty much has all the skills you need to be a champion. He's a good striker. He's a good grappler. Um, he's tall. He's got length, and he's athletic. The same thing could be said about Lyoto Machida. So, if there's anyone that I believe that has a similar skill set than John Jones, it would be Lyoto Machida. And this is kind of the fight where, at the same time with Machida, I was wondering if there was anybody that can, really put it on Machida and really give him one of those hard fought fights. It would be John Jones. But in this case, John Jones is the champion, Machida isn't. But Machida has another golden opportunity to become a two-time light heavyweight champion. So basically how you would break down this fight is that Lyoto has to be one up on John Jones throughout the whole fight. Like, if the fight is standing up, Lyoto has to beat John Jones to the punch, pretty much, and not allow John Jones to get off, so to speak. And at the same time, John Jones, has to figure out and get through the unpredictability of Lyoto Machida. So in that case, John Jones has to be the one to be first. So, it's really a battle of one-upsmanship in this fight. The bottom line is at the end of the night, who is going to be one step above the other? Now, of course, people are going to say John Jones because he's just made it look easy. But at the same time, you can't count out Lyoto Machida either, because, Lyoto Machida, being that he comes from that karate background, the karate style, all in general, is very unpredictable. Because, it's all about timing, it's all about intelligence, and it's all about opportunity. And it's all about, when you have that opportunity, that first opportunity you get, you have to make it count. And that's what Lyoto does. If he has an opportunity to throw a strike to end the fight, he capitalizes on that. And usually when he does, the fight ends up being over. Just look at what he did to Rashad Evans and Randy Couture. So there you go. But as much as I can see John Jones being one up on Lyoto with his unorthodox, wild, flashy ability, I really think that Lyoto has the ability to withstand that and counteract that. I really think he does. I think Lyoto, with that fencer like ability he has to leap in and leap out of an opponent's range, I think John Jones is going to get frustrated by that, number one, and then number two, I think it's going to confuse him. Because, I mean, sure, you can look at all the footage you want of Lyoto and be like, oh yeah, well, I'm just as predictable, and I'm just as flashy. But when you actually experience it live and you're actually fighting the man one-on-one, it's kind of overwhelming. Because it's like Lyoto is just like a flash of lightning. I mean, it's just like when he's there, it hits you so fast and so quick, it kind of, spins your head around. It's like, what just happened to me? And I think for the first time in John Jones' career. I think we might see John Jones frustrated and confused because of just that hiccup like ability of Machida. And I think being that John Jones is going to get so frustrated and so confused by this, I think he's going to end up making mistakes. And I think that Lyoto is going to seize the moment. And I think he's going to just hit him with that one shot that he didn't see coming. And I think that'll be the end of the fight. Now, I don't know which round it'll happen. All I can say is going to happen late in the fight. This fight will come down to in the later rounds, basically the third through the fifth, not in the first or the second. This fight is going to be won in the later rounds, and that's when I think we're going to really see Lyoto Machida shine, and I think that's when we're really going to see John Jones frustrated and confused. So basically, I'm predicting that we're going to see the reemergence of the Machida era, or not even just the Machida era. Forget all that metaphorical stuff. We're just going to see Lyoto Machida regain the UFC light heavyweight title. That's what I think is going to happen. I mean, I've picked against John Jones before, and yeah, I've been wrong. I mean, that's fine, but I mean, hey, it's my opinion, and I have the right, and I'm sticking to it. You can call me stupid, you can call me unknowledgeable, you can say whatever you want, but if I think that somebody has the skills to beat a certain person, no matter how dominant or invincible people might think they are, I'm gonna pick them. I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I'm not the one to go with the crowd, because I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm confident in my opinions. So there you go. So Lyoto Machida is going to be the two-time UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. Bottom line. So yeah, that's been my UFC 140 predictions. Y'all enjoy the fights on Saturday. I know I'll be watching. Should be a great night. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.